This is Josiah Plays Tyranny, second playthrough. Alright, we're just about to leave the Edgering Ruins and go on to the disfavored camp. So let's do that. This fort was constructed shortly after routing rebels along the valley's western edge. The Archon Graven Ash directs all disfavored efforts from this location. Another loading screen. Good times. Hope you love loading screens. That does not look like the disfavored camp. That looks like Ascension Hall. Castle, keep, place. Oh, that was a really fast loading screen, actually. Why is... Oh, never mind. Proclaim Kairos' edict to the Archons. Kairos' edict must be personally delivered to the Archons. Find them in the disfavored camp. Sure. We'll get to that. I don't know why I'm suddenly yawning like crazy. Alright, we're avoiding all this business.
Right.
Take what you can carry, but leave the cart, otherwise we seize you and your wares. This is robbery! This is Kairos' law. We'll come back to them. Okay. I need more subterfuge. Uh-oh. What's happening? Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices of Nerat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? Why so suspicious? Just a feeling I got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. So, why invite a mediator from Tunon's court? It doesn't add up. What else has the voices of Nerat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering's ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Mittani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. That sounds like exactly the attitude to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you the task of getting them to cooperate, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. At least you sound like you know what you're doing. I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. That makes a crazy kind of sense. Considering how long the siege has taxed the armies, I can understand why Kairos would send you to it with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all will perish. But it doesn't specify what year. It doesn't specify what year the Day of Swords has to be, so... Could be any Day of Swords. Was I going to reload my other character and do the Vellum Citadel? Yeah, I'm going to. At some point. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Really ought to be meeting with the Archons. No, actually, I think I should say the other one. Enough of this. I must meet with the Archons. Hey, don't let me hold you back. I'm sure whatever you're here to do is important enough that you don't need me stepping in your path. The war tent is just past the center of camp. One last thing. Be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Alright, we're going straight to the trainers. Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. Oh, for the love of God. Well, look at you. Our gatecrasher from the court is still in one piece. The Gates of Judgment is the name given to the mountain pass separating the tiers from the Northern Empire. The treacherous scree slopes and deadly rock slides create a nigh impassable barrier, responsible for centuries of peace between the two regions. In 428, Kairos' armies began the conquest of the tiers by smashing through the Gates of Judgment, and as a young Fatebinder tasked with seeing war, you were part of this first glorious assault. Joining battle with the Scarlet Chorus, you proved your worth in the eyes of the court and the armies of Kairos by shedding blood with the others in the storied battle. Those who fought with you fondly consider you one of the Gatecrashers, a sort of unofficial veterans club for members of this pivotal battle. Glare silently. Definitely gotta glare silently here. The guard pounds his chest plate in salute. Oh, we got more gauntlets to chest plates happening. Welcome to disfavored camp. Always happy to have an honored ally pay us a visit. Glare silently. Go on in. Soldier gestures toward the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent, center of camp. The two Archons are currently meeting inside Graven Ash's tent at the north end of the camp. Okay, I don't need to know all that. You know what I need to know? Trainers. Bitter quips up. Trainers. I need to train some shit and train some other shit. Lucia and Marcus. I am Lucia. This is Marcus. The disfavored soldiers points to the armored man next to her. And you must be the Fatebinder. As one of Tunon's Fatebinders, you're a traveling deputy of law, authorized to be judge, jury, and executioner in Tunon's absence. You have authority over civilians and soldiers alike, though Tunon may freely destroy you should you misuse your power. He can try. Scarlet Chorus and disfavored soldiers are required to abide by your judgment, a fact that often offends those who feel they should only have to answer to the rules put forth by their Archons. From under her helmet you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to babies. Assigned to your hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? Oh, I'm a pit fighter. I can say some new shit. Are there any combat games to be had in camp? Two soldiers trade a glance. A question better suited to the Scarlet Chorus camp. If you don't mind the smell, anyone looking for a fight could find one among those braggarts. Just take care you don't headbutt the wrong gang boss. In the heat of battle, there are some who wouldn't hesitate to cut your face off, agent of Tunon or not. Marcus, I'd like some training. Of course, Fatebinder. Marcus pounds his fist on his armor and salute. Oh my god, so much armor fist pounding. Two-handed weapons and parry. Oh, what do I want to even train in? I'm about to level up, unfortunately. What do I even want to train in? I guess I should just put everything into pure offense, huh? And just be like, roar. Just be like, roar. That just leveled me up. So now I'm going to train my 5 more times. And then there's Verse, who I'm not planning to keep in my party for very long. But then again, for the length of time she is going to be here, she should probably be useful.
You learn something every day.
Level up. Going to weapons up to 60. Go on with some more finesse. And alright, what do I want first? I can go into the... I can add a stun effect to Sunder. I can increase two-handed weapon damage. I can get a Blitz stance. I can get a Palm Strike. I can go for Abundant Arms. Mark Enemy, Bandolier. I think I want to go for Arrow Shield. As fast as possible. So let's get one of these. 25% extra move speed in combat all the time passive. Add a Blinded Affliction to my thrust ability. Or unleash a double attack on my target. Well, I think we're gonna unleash a double attack. Double attack. Double attack. Double, 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 double attack. What? I said double, 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 double attack. I wish you hadn't said that.
Can't do that.
Probably be well versed by the trainers. See what you did there. Seems weird that your character's gonna take Lantry and not Abner Siren. Well, you know, Lantry is... He's a bro. Alright, alright, Verse. Alright, let's train the other person. Well, if it isn't the Faithbinder, what can we do for you? Lucia, I could use some training. Finally, some fun to break up the monotony of the siege. So she can train in dodge, I guess. I need somebody to train in subterfuge. Is there somebody? I think somebody at the other camp can train me in subterfuge. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to train the shit out of Barrack in subterfuge, which is weird. Instead of like parry or whatever. If only Anonymous was here. Alright. Training is trained.
On it.
That we'll come back and talk to them later. Let's go back this way. The wood used for these parapets is pristine and finely cut. These walls have yet to see any battle. Alright, Sterling Hagnon. Alright, Crescent Runner. Hail, Fatebinder. The disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. Still don't understand what I've done to offend. I suspect that these are now disfavored lands. And I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about having trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. You're on disfavored land. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful they're even listening to you speak. But I'm only here to peddle my wares. I mean no harm. The merchant takes a step back, his eyes scanning the soldiers for signs of movement. And if you think I'm a threat to the disfavored camp, then you've seriously overestimated me. Please, how do I make this right? From the sound of it, I feel like I'm about to be robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. Petty disputes are beneath us both. Robbed? No, you fool. You're being granted life after trespassing on our lands. All for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not all fault you don't have your permits in order. I don't write the rules. I just ruthlessly enforce them. Please. The merchant lurches towards you, eyes wide with desperation. Can you do something? You would best start making a very strong argument as to why I should help you. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and... The warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing drafts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin assaults your nose. These are essential goods to the war effort. We should leave the supplier intact. But he has no permits. You're allowing this low-born wretch to profit when he should toil like any other conquered tiersman. Fatebinder, it is your right to settle disputes when we lock horns with the chorus, but you have no authority on this matter. Oh, learn about my authority, motherfucker. Oh, it's athletics time! Are you questioning my judgment? I am. You have the right to step in when we disagree with the chorus, but this fool is not sworn to an Archon and has no protection. This Crescent Runner is actually correct by Kairos' law. The scout runs her hand along her temple, letting out a long hiss of frustration before throwing her arms in the air and waving them like she just doesn't care. You know what? Have it your way, Fatebinder. This isn't worth a court summons from Tunon. My deepest thanks. I thought I was about to be robbed and left for dead. Here I thought the disfavored would thank me for trying to bring in fresh provisions. I'll be sure to keep my head down and not make any waves. Discount on goods, PLZ. We don't have enough subterfuge to get into that. Where the fuck is this guy going? Thank you for talking down the disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in when making a humble living is branded a crime. So, saving your hide was worth... Oh, well, naturally. Adgun clears his throat, his face showing a flash of a scowl. One good deed... Good deed? What the fuck is a deed? One good deed deserves another. Well, when I have my shop up and running, I'll sell you provisions for a song. I think his definition of a song and mine are very different. By a song, he means almost as much as it normally costs. And give you a proper bounty on any odd bits of weaponry you find. Provided that, he jabs a finger at you, keep standing up for me should those iron goons try to rough me up a second time. You were lucky with us before, merchant. Take care that you don't challenge your luck again. Alright. You have goods yet? He does. That was fast. His diseed. It's what Snoop Dogg calls his proof of ownership for his mansion. I got the diseed to this place, yo. Fucking Sido. Got the deezy for the heezy. I'd like to see your wares. Ironwalker Helm. Hero's Insignia. Vagrant's Chow. Healing Potion. Why am I talking that way? I don't know. Lesser healing pots. Should I buy more? Feel like I'm going to use lots of them in this game. Boop, 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 boop. Buy some water for me. For a song. A song, he says. Disease deed. Diseed. I thought it might be a seed which contains disease. Like a portmanteau of disease and seed. Diseed. Why am I doing that with my mouth? I had $1 for every time I had to ask myself that. I don't know how many dollars I'd have, actually.
On it.
Alright, so we've dealt with Sterling Hagnon. We're coming over here to look around. With my terrible subterfuge, I'm never gonna find any hidden shit. Unless I'm in stealth mode. And even in stealth mode, I probably won't find much hidden shit.
You didn't see nothing.
A humble grave lies before you. A battered sword has been used as a marker. The initial B.
A modest grave for the Archon's son, Brennix. We don't bother with funeral rites in the chorus. No point in thanking conscripts for their duty.
Initial B deeply engraved in the iron. Seems like a weird place for him to bury his son. Like giving $1 every time you ask that, you're charging way too little. Well, you know, I like to make up my profit by volume. You don't make as much profit per unit, but if you do a significant volume of sales, it really starts to add up, let me tell you. Guard nods in your direction. The disfavored insignia has been violently defecated. Now it's defaced. Stay vigilant, Fatebinder. Alright, Pentabore. What do we have here? Some armor. Well, hello. I believe I should like to wear this. Alright. Looks legit. This is better than what she's wearing. Why is her starting armor so terrible? This cart is bursting with fresh fruit and useful goods. This table is lined with various medicinal quote-unquote herbs. It would appear they have been carefully rationed. Blaze it. Medicinal. Sure they are. What's up, Rona? Got no time to chitter. Too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentabore if you've rings to trade. Alright, Uncle Pentabore. Can I call you Uncle Pentabore? Dead son and scandalous daughter. Watch yourself, Fatebinder. You watch yourself. Hail to you, guardian of the law! The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you've a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. How did you come to work with the disfavored? Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunon's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. He smiles, hand on hips. In Kairos' wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods. Most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Let me see your wares. Pentibor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. Not this jank gear that you're trying to sell. I could buy more healing potions. I might be buying too many healing potions at this point, though. Maybe we'll just hold off on that. I don't want to spend all my money on healing potions right now. Could sell this. Okay. That's enough out of you, Pentibor. These arrows were fletched with precision and care. These spears are uniform in their quality craftsmanship. Orange short bow. How does that compare with her bow? Exactly the same, just doesn't look as cool. It's War Mace. This sparring dummy shows the deep gouges of hard use. Itching to get back on the battlefield. What's up, Barrick? You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Like a fucking shit churro. He rubbed his hands alight. Now that would be excitement over the deal. He agitated the molecules in his hands so much that they burst into flames. That guy wants to make a deal. Ooh, 30 subterfuge. Here we go. Don't tell me to watch myself.
It's all in the reflexes.
You'll be dead! Lesser sigil of strength. Some raw meat. It's actually a pretty nice fucking buff. For 5 minutes. Keep an eye on those Scarlet Chorus over there. Stay vigilant, Fatebinder. Just making my rounds. Carefully skinned game hang from this branch. They appear sickly and malnourished. Nourished.
They won't see me coming.
That wasn't so hard.
Got some fruit. Got some water.
Sorry, can't.
Sorry,
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. These animals are curiously well ordered in a line. Bitterquip is here. I can't wait to get out of this camp. A meager portion of game simmers in the large copper pot. Fragrant spices attempt to mask the potent smell of whatever creature they've decided to cook. I'm sure it wasn't a cow. Glory to the voices of Nerat! Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fate band of Valgard, I presume! His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitterquip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitterquip looks at you impatiently. What can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? The chorus is the future of the Tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitterquip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Tell me about the voices of Nerat. He is supreme commander and public servant. He who sets us free, but directs all. Bitterquip smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Nerat is the epitome of what each of us can be. A magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. The voices and the chorus are one. Conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Bitterquip pounds his staff on the ground. It begins. Motherfucker, everybody with the staff in this game, for real. Glory to the voices. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Nerat. Bitterquip blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. What is your role in the chorus? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of man and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I had envisioned for my service thus far. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. That's how you know people are plebs, if they have neither staff to bang nor cuirass and gauntlet to thump. I know, right? They're like really unimportant characters if they don't do either of those things. If you're so curious about it all, Bitterquip smiles, lifting an eyebrow, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. That's... I almost did Seraphina again. I'm so used to Seraphina's voice for these dialogue options. That's all for now. Bitterquip nods as you depart. Okay. Okay. A pungent odor emanates from the sack slung over the soldier's back. Guy's got a stinky sack. It's rough. This camp. Alright, what do we have here? Some cheese. From your vantage point, you see tents trail off, obscured by the rising smoke of campfires. The soldiers you see appear somber and quiet, a calm before the storm. Too bad you can't pull any zingers on Bitterquip. His name would make it twice as sweet. You've got a point there, Saito. There may be an NPC with that kind of voice in the D&D game. That's not outside the realm of possibility. There may even be some kind of spoony bard who always sings his lines. You never know. You never know. Alright, let's talk to Lucia and Marcus and have the rest of the conversation with them. Well, if it isn't the Fatebinder, what can we do for you? Marcus, tell me about yourself. Not sure there's much to tell you. I trained at Force Resolution. This is my first campaign. And I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the Gates of Judgment, but Graven Ash's protection mended me good. I owe my life to him. Are you bragging that you let your guard down? Are you bragging that... How do I suddenly can't do her voice. Oh my god. Are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. Lucia rolls her eyes. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kairos knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. Shakes his head and sighs. The lack of cows or goats around makes the amount of cheese you find really disturbing. Good point, Saito. Good point.
How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus?
Insufficient reputation.
Wait, is this all a ruse? Did Tunon send you to test the army's training and grit? Because I won't stand for it.
Will you calm the fuck down, you tangled fishnet nerves? This is after how many head wounds you took last week. Stop looking for enemies behind every shadow. I guarantee you'll be disappointed.
Lucia, tell me about yourself.
I do this. She unenthusiastically lifts up her heavy shield. And I do this. She mockingly stabs at the air with her spear. Lucia shrugs. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. She turns a cautious eye your way. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be family. You won't find another army where each member of the phalanx is as beloved and cherished as the next.
You seem handy with a weapon, Lucia.
Was that my way of hitting on her? I know a thing or two about splitting foes who are stupid enough to challenge me. What of it?
Easy, Lucia. We don't punish curiosity here. No need to fly off the handle on the basis of a simple reflection. They train us well, Fatebinder. The Archon makes sure that our potential is realized before we reach battle, so most of us keep a cool head when we see any action.
He looks at Lucia with a frown.
Most of us, I said. What's it like serving with the disfavored? In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military on the face of Terratus. Unlike the Chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose.
Marcus looks out across the camp.
There aren't many of us, but it's better that way. We're a tightly knit family, bound together by trust and glory.
Accurate enough, Lucia shrugs. If they're seeing the disunity and bickering of the younger realm defenders, I feel lucky to be in the most agreeable legion of Kairos' host, even if we are not always the most efficient.
The Legion boasts so much honor. Why are they disfavored? I'm afraid that isn't for me to say. Others around camp might be able to tell you more, but they don't freely discuss the great general's history to outsiders.
But you'll say that it involves the great general, which is already a telling clue, idiot?
Drat. At least the Iron Marshal isn't within earshot, or I'd be washing my mouth out with wormwood.
Actually, he is. I mean, he's literally just right here in this tent, like a few feet away. Thin tent wall is all that's between you and him. You're talking kind of loud. I'm just saying, he probably has good hearing. I'm just saying.
Farewell.
Alright. The Archons await you inside, Fatebinder. Don't forget your manners around the Archon.
Cat.
I ain't concerned about no Archons. I ain't trying to worry about no Archons. What's up, Stone Shield? Don't mind me. I'm just watching the troops. The Oathbreakers already had their chance. No use in wasting cell space on traitors of Kairos. Itching to get back on the battlefield.
Can't do that.
Can't stop this itching! It's itching! Supplies are still holding up, despite us sitting around on our asses for the past few weeks. Here's Isotanis.
It's all in the reflexes.
Heavy armor. Let's talk to Isotanus. Isotoner. This guy makes a good pair of gloves, if you know what I mean. Isotanus curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. We always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but their claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lethian's Crossing. So much bronze making. Why not forge your own iron? Only the forge-bound smiths can make the stuff. They know the secret of iron. And the riddle of steel, if you know what I mean. All I can do is mend and maintain their craft. It takes a master, nay, an artist, to make a piece of iron, fit for an indomitable soldier such as a disfavored. You mentioned an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunon's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down! Isotanus flinches and lowers his own. Craven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on the riverbed. Something to do with a river, pretty sure. The shit is wet, that's all I can tell you. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. What an embarrassing display of incompetence. I wonder if I can still get the quest if I say this. I want to say it just to see what happens. Nah, I guess my character's not really that. This isn't that character that I'm playing. If I find myself an echo call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that. That's just a great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Here to help, even if that means cleaning up the Archon's messes. No need to salve the wound, Fatebinder. None of us is mistaken in thinking that the siege has gone exactly as planned. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. I mean, do I really need to see the crates with the notches carved in them? Shouldn't it just be like any crates of iron I happen to find are probably good to take? I mean, our enemies shouldn't have crates of iron no matter what. So any fucking crates of iron I find are gonna be... I always take a couple of classes from Thulsa Doom at the Learning Annex. Also, I'm Batman.
Sorry, can't.
Sorry, can't. A shipment of iron bound for the disfavored camp went missing somewhere around Echo Call Crossing. Isotanus, a blacksmith working in the disfavored camp, has a suspicion it might have fallen into enemy hands. It would greatly benefit the disfavored war effort if they had iron to repair or forge new weapons. Explore Echocall Crossing for clues of the missing shipment of iron and the riddle of steel. Isometric has reason to believe that the settlement near Echocall Crossing would be a good place to start looking for the missing iron.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Have you found the iron yet? Isometric gives you a look full of expectation. Show me what you have to sell. I don't have much, but anything you say here is yours for the right price. Right. Those gloves are nice. Those gloves. Shield boots. Them boots. Boots. I said them boots. 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 Fuck it, I'll buy some gloves. I don't even care. I'll throw my hands in the air and wave them like I just don't care. Wave him like you just don't care.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Word travels fast, Fatebinder. What word is that? What word do you speak of?
Sorry, can't.
Sorry, can't.
Can't do that.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come back over here. Lots of potions. Okay. We're ready to go in here.
I'd say that's worth a second glance.
Oh, hidden shit. Whetstone. Agate. Delicious raw meat. Yeah, hidden thing, I know. I'm probably not gonna find it. Sorry, can't. That many of the hidden things in the game, but at least I found that one. At least I found that one. You think I should, You think I should...
I got it.
That's how I respite myself, is I just go "Hurrah!" and like pop my chest out. Don't ask me to explain it. I was gonna say, do you think I should rest and wait a whole bunch of days and do the next year thing for the edict? But I don't think I should. That's what you're just asking, huh, Nox? No, I don't think I'm going to. As amusing as that sounds, I don't think I'm going to. I don't want to accidentally break something where it looks like it's working fine, but then I've actually broken the whole fucking quest, and later on I find out it's all screwed up and doesn't work or something. I don't want to take that chance. Oh, and wave 'em like you just don't care. It'd be funny if Tunon called you out on the final. Oh, that would be funny.
Yesterday you chid me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay. Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously.
Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with yesterday you. You should be happy. You know we hate going into battle without overwhelming odds on your side. If you're so terrified of a challenge, why not wait for your reinforcements?
I don't need your heckling. I need your scouting reports. Or better yet, confirmation you quelled the Oathbreakers in the Outer Valley.
Oh, that! We will solve it in our own time and way. We must make at least a token effort to show them mercy, after all.
Mercy? They have already shat upon our mercy once before. These gutter-born South Knobs deserve nothing better than your death.
South Knobs. Oh, calm down now. We must leave something to Ruel. Or have you forgotten Kairos' orders? Patience, old chum.
So they just had themselves a little convo. And now as soon as I take a step forward, I'm going to have jump in here. Iron Marshal, Renios is here, Fifth Eye is here. Let's do this.
Right.
Right.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounces. I mean, literally every motherfucker with a staff. The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. Yeah, the voices sounds like Mark Hamill's Joker. Makes my character sounding like Batman all the better.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams. Emerald luminescence! Emerald luminescence! It's just another way of saying green flame. I'm not fooled. Seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. You hear the voices in your head.
Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment.
He's communicating telepathically with us as he's talking to...
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Burst whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. Fuck it, I'm bursting in there. I'm the Conqueror. I don't stand around waiting.
I'm here to proclaim Kairos' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment.
Gain favor with everybody. The Queenslayer! Sensing your presence, the disfavored commander snaps into a firm salute. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemy. Lord Ash, Lord Narat, our guest is here. Man, everybody fucking loves me. Everybody loves me for doing that Queenslayer shit. Seraphina did not get this reaction. Although she did get to say this special diplomat thing right here. Oh, it's time to glare silently, though. It's time to glare silently.
How wonderful you could join us, Quakebringer, Executioner of Cairn. You grace us with your presence. Here's hoping you have another edict for bringing childish Archons to heel.
Major wrath for that glare silently. Holy shit. They was mad. In 430, final year of the conquest of the Tears, Cairn, Archon of Stone, stopped answering the commands of Graven Ash, and openly questioned Kairos' right to rule the Tears. Kairos decreed the traitor Archon must be put to death, and you were chosen to proclaim Cairn's death sentence, the Edict of Stone. Cairn sensed his doom coming, and tried to stop you, but disfavored and Scarlet Chorus soldiers were ordered to stall Cairn, giving you time to proclaim the Edict. The power of the Edict didn't just break Cairn, it ravaged the whole of Azure, cratering the landscape and ushering in almost daily earthquakes. Because of this, many of those who witnessed the event know you as the Quakebringer, the one who turned Azure into the Stone Sea, as opposed to the Fire Starter, which is what Seraphina was. Okay.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. Alright. What will I say in response to that? Well, we're gonna find out in our next episode. If you're watching the stream, I'm not done playing. Gonna continue, but if you're watching on YouTube, that's gonna bring us to the end of this episode. So, thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Tyranny. Second playthrough.